Hello, happy Thursday. I hope wherever you are that you and your loved ones are safe and well, that you're having a good week and a good day. Living here in New York City, growing up here in New York City, there has never been a day when I have not heard these sirens of police cars, fire engines, ambulances. I know them. I can distinguish between them. Anybody that lives in a city or an urban area can do that. You just know what it sounds like. So I hear them all day, every day, during the night, whatever. Yesterday I went out on a really big walk and I saw and heard an FDNY ambulance coming, and it triggered me so badly. I started to panic a little bit. I just felt sick to my stomach, and I had to just kind of wait and let them go by. And then sure enough, I was standing there long enough that another ambulance went by, and then a fire truck, and I was like, why is this happening? But yeah, I've seen them since the stroke. Whatever. I don't know why it upset me as much as it did, but it did. And we all have our triggers, whether it's, seeing a person, hearing a joke, or watching a show or a movie, hearing a song, whatever. Everybody has their triggers, good and bad. But that yesterday, it threw me. And I had to regroup because I was not close to home, and I had to kind of get through that so I could walk, keep going. And, the FDNY, they were the ambulance that showed up and brought me to the hospital that day. And it just was a weird thing. I haven't had triggers like that since the stroke, and yesterday I had my first, and hopefully it'll be the last. But yes, that was kind of weird, and I wasn't used to that experience, and but it happens. There we go. But anyway, what else? My sleeping is all weird this week. I slept really well at the start of the week, but I was more tired during the day. Did you have that happen? Like you sleep more and then you're more exhausted, but the days that you sleep like crap, you're like doing better and you can get through the day. That's how I operate. I think it's 20 years of no sleep or a little sleep that I'm so used to that. So when I do sleep, my body doesn't know what to do with that information. But yeah, so that was, and I was so tired yesterday after I slept. I fell asleep at like 1 in the morning, and I slept through the night, and then I got up and I dragged, and every time I sat down I fell asleep. I started nodding off, so I was like, no, forget this. So I went out and I walked 4.4 miles like a lunatic. I had to go pick up my medicine, but I extended the walk and added to it and kept adding to it. And I did not sleep last night really until 5 o'clock this morning, and I went out for a walk, and I could have kept going, but it's a little rainy here today, and I just got really tired, and I don't know, I'm in a weird place this week mentally. But yeah, so that was an odd thing, and what can you do? I don't know. I'm seeing the specialist next week. I do want to ask, I'm also seeing my pain management doctor soon, and I have been messaging back and forth with my regular neurologist about the left leg. I have to ask them about my left leg, because I feel like when I am walking around the apartment, I'm doing regular little walks, I'm fine, I'm okay. If I'm out walking for a little while, my left leg starts to feel, especially in my thigh, I just feel like it starts to get really tired and kind of weak. Same thing a little bit with my arm, but not as badly. And so I've been doing like leg exercises in the apartment and stuff, and trying to keep moving, because I also don't want to be just sitting most of my day, because that's not good for the, clot factor and all that stuff. But yeah, so that's just weird stuff, but I don't know. I had something else I was going to say in this video, and I completely forgot what it was. I saw somebody from the neighborhood the other day who I've known pretty much my whole life, and I could not come up with her name. And she didn't see me, so it wasn't like embarrassingly awkward, like, hi, Mrs. So-and-so. I could not come up with her name. And then I walked from one store to another, and I was on my way back home, and it came to me, and I was like, oh, how could I forget her name? But yeah, so like I have those moments where, I've lost something that I've had my entire life. I don't know. But what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? My eyes are driving me crazy. I know I'm reading a lot and catching up on some shows that I like, but when I'm out in the street, I just feel like, you know, and even though I wear my sunglasses every time I leave the house, I never leave without wearing them because I don't want to be caught without, you know, with brightness or street tiles or whatever. But today, I think that was the other reason I came back home early, because it was, or quicker, was because my eyes were bothering me, and I had a bit of a headache. I still have a bit of a headache in the front of my head. But I know I'm also not drinking enough. I don't know. I feel like I'm just complaining. Yeah, so that's what's happening here. It's kind of a weird video. I know. I'm sorry. But, like, what are your triggers? Anybody that's had a medical issue or a stroke or whatever, just something bring back. And it's weird because I don't remember most of that trip. It was a fast trip. The hospital's not far from our apartment. But I only remember snippets of it. I was not my best. People, when you're meeting people that, you know, in a medical situation, you're not meeting them at their best. And I wish I could see those paramedics again and just apologize, because I know I apologized that day, but I didn't make it easy on them. And, you know, they weren't seeing me in my finest hour, in my strongest moment. But anyway, yeah, have you ever had something happen like that? Because it's hard to feel triggered about something I don't fully remember, but man, I was, and I hope that never happens again, because, you know, I have to live here. I have to, like, I walk out my front door and I see fire engines and sirens and ambulances going by, and it is what it is. But yeah, so in the months since, I have never had that happen. Like, the noise and the lights will, like, I'll look away and I'll back up to try to, like, just because of the sound, like the noise in my head, headaches, but never like an emotional trigger. That has never happened, and I really hope it doesn't happen again. But anyway, that's where we are. That's what's happening. Not much. Totally weird week. But I hope wherever you are, I know my outro, you are having a low pain, no pain, low aggravation, no aggravation kind of a day, kind of a week, and kind of a weekend to come, because that is what we hope for. That is what we deserve, and that is what I wish for each one of you. I hope that you are all okay, and that you have a good rest of the afternoon. I will see you tomorrow via the blog, next week for another video. Take care. Be well.